Good evening. Victoria Police have suspended a senior officer following an incident in police cells. Victoria Police say the 28-year veteran came forward to disclose the incident involving a prisoner, which was captured on surveillance video. There are Criminal and Police Act investigations now underway. By policy, the department will not name the officer, but A News has learned that the officer is Sergeant George Chong, the brother of Provincial Cabinet Minister Ida Chong, and it is not the first time the sergeant has been under investigation. Chong recently finished serving 9 months probation after receiving a conditional discharge for an off-duty assault. A News reporter Stephen Andrew has the story.
Healthy Living and Sport Minister Ida Chong confirms the suspended officer is her brother, Sergeant George Chong.
I have to say that's obviously a very difficult time for him and his family, and of course as a family member he would have my support, but it is very troubling so for all concerned, and I can only ask that the matter be resolved and investigated as quickly as possible for everyone concerned.
Victoria's police chief says his department must protect the identity of the officer to protect the identity of the investigation. The chief will only say the officer is a 20-year member of the department.
I have sufficient evidence to warrant the decision on suspension.
Vic PD says the sergeant in charge of the department's jail disclosed an incident involving a prisoner moments after it occurred on January the 15th.
During the booking in process, an incident occurred and the prisoner received injuries that required hospital treatment. Preliminary inquiries have led to an allegation of assault against one of our officers and a violation of our policy regarding use of force and the manner and speed with which prisoners receive medical attention. Yeah, the delay is very short in terms of half to three-quarters of an hour, and the injuries are facial injuries.
Sergeant Chong is on paid suspension as a Criminal and Police Act investigation is underway. It is not the first time the veteran of the force has been investigated. He pleaded guilty to an off-duty assault last year. Vic PD issued him a written reprimand after a provincial court judge handed Chong a conditional discharge and 9 months probation. This is the latest allegation of excessive force in Victoria's cells captured on surveillance video. 15-year-old Willow Kinlock was tethered for 4 hours in May 2005. A police complaint commission public hearing will begin into that incident in April. And a year earlier, 24-year-old Tom McKay received a brain injury when he was taken to the ground during booking. Those two incidents prompted Vic PD to change the way that its cells were operated. In fact, Chief Jamie Graham announced that he was putting a full-time sergeant in the cells to oversee staff. But the chief isn't saying whether that move was successful. The Office of the Police Complaint Commissioner acknowledges there has been an increase in allegations of excessive use of force by police across the province.
Well, certainly they're coming to our attention more and more. There's more of them that are on video that are certainly show that incidents are occurring. So whether or not that's an increase in stats or just an increase in the ability to capture them remains to be seen.
Vic PD says the Criminal and Police Act investigation in this latest allegation will run concurrently.
Stephen Andrew joins us now with more on the story. Stephen, what happens next in the investigation?
Well, Hudson Chief Jamie Graham says that from his initial conversation with the officer, he says that the officer is cooperating, but Graham won't disclose if the officer has actually filed a statement. Meantime, when Chong was charged with assault in 2008, a special prosecutor was appointed to oversee that case and the investigation. The Crown says it has not appointed a prosecutor in this current investigation. The Crown says that only happens if charges are laid or if the Vancouver Police Department, who are investigating this case, requests a special prosecutor. The Crown says that hasn't happened yet. As to a timeline when all this will be done, Graham wouldn't offer that today in the media conference. He said it could take a couple of months, but he did mention the Deputy Chief John Ducker has contacted the prisoner in cells and apologized on behalf of the department about what occurred that night.
All right. Stephen Andrew reporting. Stephen, thank you.
You're welcome.